What's going on, everybody? Your boy B Dave back for another video. And after Sunday's games, it got me to thinking, who really is the best team in the NFC this year? Now today is Monday when I'm recording this and when this drops. So San Francisco has not played yet, but I am going to throw them into the mix of the 4 teams that I have narrowed it down to. I have San Francisco, them being 3-0 right now, playing Cleveland tonight. I've got Seattle, 4-1, just came off a very impressive win against the Rams. I've got the Saints, also 4-1, 3 in a row with backup Bridgewater. And then I have the Green Bay Packers, who just marched into Aaron Rodgers' second home, pretty much, in Arlington, and absolutely ran roughshod all over the Cowboys. But let's start with San Francisco, due to them only playing 3 games, having the bye week, and playing tonight against, I guess, their first real true test. They have a lot of good things going for them under Kyle Shanahan. For those of y'all who don't know who that is, he's their coach, but he was also the offensive coordinator for the Falcons when they went to the Super Bowl. He made Matt Ryan an MVP, and his father Mike is a championship winning coach. So the bloodline is there. But one thing I really like about the Niners and I like about Kyle Shanahan is how creative he can get and how good he is at making lesser things better. Prime example, they are second in the league in rushing yards, but they don't have that star running back you think of. They don't have a McCaffrey or a Kamara or hell, they don't even have an Aaron Jones. They have Matt Breida, who has been toting the pill very well. They're 4th in total yards of offense, with Jimmy G as their quarterback. Again, good quarterback, but not those names. He's not even the names on the other 3 teams. He's not a Rodgers, he's not a Wilson, and he's not a, when Drew Brees gets healthy, Drew Brees. So I've been very impressed with the Niners. I've been very impressed with Kyle Shanahan, galvanizing that team, getting them ready to perform every week, and just maximizing the talent that he has. And they are 3rd in total yards allowed defensively. So 4th in total offensive yards, 3rd in total defense. But I'm not really ready to call them the best team in the NFC. They're going to be the first team I eliminate off this list because, as I mentioned earlier, schedule has been so far. Tonight is their first real test against Cleveland. If they win this game, they'll make me a little bit more of a believer. But when you play Tampa, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh without Big Ben, you're supposed to win those games. So you're supposed to be 3-0. Jimmy G is a very good quarterback. He's a good young quarterback for the future. The future is very bright, but I don't see him doing anything this year or next year that would make me say you guys are the best team. So with that being said, I don't think the quarterback plays enough in San Francisco to take you guys over that type of hump. But you guys are doing very good, and you might sneak into a wild card because I'm kind of out on the Rams. You guys might sneak into one of those wild card spots in the NFC. Next we have Seattle. Okay, what's understood does not need to be explained. Russell Wilson is a dog. He is playing quarterback the best out of anyone not named Mahomes in the NFL this year. And honestly, he's been the best quarterback in the NFC all year. He just makes things happen that shouldn't happen. Whether that be scrambling to buy time and picking up 8 yards for a first down, rather that be the play he made to Tyler Lockett in that Rams game, back of the end zone touchdown, incredible. But above all else, it's just his poise, his leadership, his I've been here before, I know what it takes to win type of mentality that I really respect about him. Now the positives I like for Seattle, I love Bobby Wagner. He's currently 4th in the league right now in tackles. He's been all over the field. Anytime you have a Pete Carroll-led defense and you have big-time playmakers like a Bobby Wagner, Griffin on the outside, you know, you're going to be very formidable as a defense because you have those guys who can just go make plays. Obviously, I spoke to Russell Wilson, and I like Chris Carson a lot. I like the running attack that he gives because it makes Russell Wilson's brilliance look even better because he doesn't have to do it as often. which is very sustainable. They also have a top 3 home field advantage in the league, probably behind the Saints, who are on this list, and I guess you could say Kansas City at Arrowhead. But it still concerns me, and they're going to have to be the next team I cross off this list, because it concerns me that they do not have a true #1 receiver. Tyler Lockett has been very good this year, but I think that speaks more to how good Russell Wilson is than Tyler Lockett. And I don't think you can win a Super Bowl or get to a Super Bowl with Tyler Lockett as your #1 receiver. Now, I hope they prove me wrong. I really like Seattle. I like watching them play. But they are going to be the next team I cross off on this list. Next, we have the Saints. Now, the Saints have been nothing shy of amazing this year. You lose Drew Brees in the Rams game, and, you know, everybody's like, wow, man, this is it. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks, and everybody's like, hey, man, if we can just go 3-3 or 3-4, however long it takes Brees to get back. Teddy Bridgewater said, I'm fine. I'll go 3-0 in my first 3, with 2 of those wins being super impressive, going to Seattle and beating Russell Wilson, and then defending your home field against Dallas, who was 3-0 at the time. So I have to say I've been very, very impressed with the Saints rallying around the troops. Their defense has been amazing. They're currently 6th in sacks in the NFL right now. You got Cam Jordan rushing. You got Marcus Davenport rushing. Their defense is loaded with big name talent. You got the Cam Jordan, as I mentioned, Demario Davis at linebacker, Marshawn Lattimore at corner. You got all 3 levels with a star. And speaking of Marshawn Lattimore, these last 2 weeks, he's been nothing short of spectacular. Holds Mike Evans without a stat. Mike Evans basically was still in Tampa Bay in that game yesterday. And it's crazy because the first 3 weeks, he was awful. He was literally awful. But whatever he's been listening to these last 2 weeks, Saint fans want him to keep listening to it, because he's been, like I said, nothing short of spectacular. Nothing short of the all-pro Marshawn Lattimore that we know. One thing that does concern me, if anything, is the ability to throw the ball down the field. Michael Thomas has been special this year. He's first in receiving yards, but when you really look at the games, he's not just burning people off the line, getting deep. That's not what he does. He's a very good short to intermediate route runner, and he gets yards after catch. And when Drew Brees comes back, you know, a lot of people say, oh, that would be fixed. Drew Brees doesn't really just throw the ball down the field that well himself, not anymore. His arm, the last few years, has been in a little bit of a decay. He's still super accurate, don't get me wrong, but he's not just throwing it 30, 40, 45 yards down the field like he used to. So I feel like if a team were to get you guys down 14-0, 17-0, something like that, the defense doesn't come to play 1 week, I just doubt the big playability that you guys have. I really feel like that's you guys' only weakness. But it's why I have to take you guys off the list as well. And I would say the best team in the NFC right now is the Green Bay Packers. They went into Cowboys Stadium and absolutely dominated the game, all 3 levels. It was just a thorough whooping. You look at Green Bay, they're first in turnover differential this year, very impressive. That they're getting takeaways. They have 11, which is 3rd in the league, which means they've only given the ball away 4 times because they have a +7. You got Blake Martinez, middle linebacker, 2nd in tackles in the league this year. And what I really like about them is the Smith additions. They get Preston and Zadarius. Both of them are rushing the passer extremely well. And there's just a sense of like energy, more positive energy around the team now. I don't know if that has to do with a new coach, you know, just changing the environment a little bit from what Mike McCarthy used to do. I don't know if it's a rejuvenated Aaron Rodgers now that he sees he doesn't have to put up 40 a game. In fact, he didn't throw for a touchdown at all in the last game against the Cowboys. That was all Aaron Jones. And when you give Aaron Rodgers a defense and you give Aaron Rodgers a running game that Aaron Jones has provided, hello, it's still Aaron Rodgers. Like, he just made his job a lot easier. And I think that's being very discounted is the fact that he hasn't played great all year, but everyone who has a brain knows that he's going to turn it on at some point. One concern, if any, for the Packers, I would say it would be their rush defense. It hasn't looked great, but by no means has it been bad aside from the Eagles game. And after the Eagles game, they came back, bounced back very well against the Cowboys in terms of rush defense. And that normally happens to good teams. They get embarrassed one week and they bounce back and they play very good as a team or as a unit the following week. So out of those 4 teams, New Orleans, San Francisco, Seattle, and Green Bay, I would have to say the Packers are my NFC's best team as of right now. I don't see one glaring hole, and they are elite in every category that is important. Quarterback, elite. Takeaways, elite. Pass rush, elite. So when I look at those 3 things, that's generally what win you ball games. And then I would also say that their pass protection has been very, very good. It's probably a step under elite, but it's been very, very good. So when I look at those things all in compilation, I would say that they are the best team in the NFC right now. But you guys let me know what y'all think. Is it the Saints? Like I said, I had a hard time saying the Saints weren't because they're doing all this without Drew Brees. I just lack their big play, quality, capability, whatever you want to say. I had a hard time saying it wasn't them, but I just like Green Bay a little bit more. I like Aaron Rodgers over Drew Brees right now. That was the separator for me in that. Let me know if y'all think it is Seattle. Russell Wilson's been on fire. I just lack trust in not having a true #1 receiver because Lockett's been great, but he's not that guy. And Metcalf is the physical guy, but he's not ready yet to be a #1. So I think that's my issue there. And San Francisco, I honestly, even if they beat Cleveland, I just got to see more. I've just got to see more, and I think they're the only team on this list without an elite quarterback. So right there alone, I gotta kind of put them at bay. But you guys let me know what y'all think. Thank y'all for watching this video. Subscribe if you're new. And share the video if you're not new. Share it to someone who would enjoy something like this. And let me know what y'all think in the comments.